welcome back to the Found Frequency podcast, your space for that alignment, expansion, and of course, unstoppable energy. I am so very excited to have you on today's episode. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have been bringing so many incredible women on to share their stories to show you what's possible. I am obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with this expansion and this energy and showing you how women everywhere all over the world are embodying it. Women doing the deep fucking inner work, women reclaiming parts of themselves that the world told them to silence. Okay, women choosing to feel more fucking alive in their bodies and their relationships and their purpose, right? And I am so excited today because I get to bring on the beautiful Mellany from Move Your Senses. She blends science and intuition. Okay, this girl has got a PhD in biochemistry. She brings embodiment and leadership, motherhood and sensual power, helping women move out of this survival, this overdrive, and back into their inner drive. This conversation is going to be honest, personal, playful, sensual, and deeply, deeply activating. So let's go ahead and dive in. I can't wait. Amazing. So welcome, Mellany. I am so very excited to have you on the Fallon Frequency. Mellany and I, just for the audience, met in a challenge slash mastermind this past month, which we have both been loving, stretching, really going to deeper depths. And I'm really, really excited to have this conversation today. So welcome to the Fallon Frequency, Mellany.
Thank you, Fallon. I'm very honored. I'm pleased and excited to be here.
Yeah, same. Wonderful. Well, why don't we go ahead and start the conversation? I would love for you to just take us back, take us back to the woman who, before you started your business and really what got you into this, more embodied leadership role.
Hmm. Yeah, so I would go back then to my time at university when I was starting my PhD because I was always top of the class, smart, analytical, fast, sensitive, yes, but still a bit tucked back. So I was really living from my brain.
Mm-hmm.
And there I got stuck. I froze during my PhD actually because everybody was smart. So you're on the in the top of the top. And competing there got me in this perfectionism freeze, like, oh my God, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What ifs? So this whole inner monologue started. I literally froze and got into therapy, which is also really heady.
Sorry,
And I
what was your PhD in? Just for the audience.
uh, biomedical engineering.
Biomedical. Okay,
Yeah,
amazing.
I'm a chemical engineer, and it was a combination of the two. Yeah.
Wow.
But then I graduated. I finished my thesis. In between, I also finished my therapy. But it's still the head, and I knew it all, but it didn't sink in. I still had these patterns and these beliefs and these habits, and I couldn't get rid of them. So I
Mm-hmm.
started my own research, and that was the inner research, which I'm now also teaching. And yeah, that's really the embodiment journey and the leadership journey I've been on since then.
Amazing. So you got your PhD, realized that you were just living out of your head and wanted to make
Hmm.
that shift, made
Yeah.
it yourself, and then now you run your own business doing that, mentoring other women.
Yes. Yes, and a bit added to that. So I really started actually with coaching technical professionals,
Okay.
but now I also feel as a mom because that was like my second major shift, and also a second block came up there because it looks like for a lot of women when you become a mom, you're not a sexual sensual being anymore. You're just a mother, and you're taking care of kids and taking care of a lot, like we're all um, carrying a lot, caring a lot, and that's also in our society and culture really um, um, guided that way. Like this is how you're supposed to do it. You
Hmm.
work, you care, you do this, you do that, and in that journey, I got lost again and got separated from my body, from my desire, from my pleasure. So that's actually the second thing I want to add into my coaching. It's the journey back to joy and pleasure, to this sensual embodiment.
Amazing. And how old are your children?
My children are 8. It's a daughter, and 10, my son.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Mm,
So becoming a mother really did influence your own coaching journey, right? And how would
yes.
you say that your own relationship with your identity and your body changed from that now that you've kind of been doing the inner work?
Mm. Yeah, so the process becoming a mother was already a thing, and but if I start afterwards, because I think the biggest shift was there. You start healing, the body needs time. First, also with breastfeeding, you're more in this caretaking role,
Hmm.
and when I got out of it, so I wasn't breastfeeding, kids were going to school, so my youngest was 4, and I still felt like, but am I missing something? Where's my libido? Where's my sex drive? What's still mine? So I had this question, this conversation. I was really looking for answers about the topic. Like, how do you get back?
How
How do
do
you
you
get
do
back
it?
in this
Help.
help? Yeah, wow. How do mothers do this? So I had this conversation, um, and the advice, it just hit me, and it really flipped the switch in me. It was this fire, because she said to me, this experienced woman coming from the right place and heart, she said, but can't you just do it? Just do it once a week, just do it. But I felt so wrong in my body, like,
Mm,
no, this is not resonating. This is not what I believe. I want to do it because I want to do it, not because I'm supposed to do it, not because my husband needs it and it keeps us together. Me first. So that got me on another research journey, deeper and deeper and deeper into the pelvis, because and into the womb, because there is this source. We created life with it.
yeah.
So how can I turn my life back on? Where's my spark?
I love that. And I love right away, someone telling you to just do this. And you're like, well, no, I need to listen to me. Like, you're not
Mhm.
forcing it, right? Really discovering, like, no, wait, there's still a missing link here and kind of
Yeah.
diving deeper there. Now, I know that you help women, reclaim their pleasure, right? Reclaim their fire. What does that actually mean in your daily life for any of the women listening that are craving
Mm.
that? Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah, so it really starts with yourself. It's not like you're doing it for others, but it starts with these little check-in moments. You you really feel you really feel what you want and need, and also start communicating this. So it's
Mm,
first and foremost, it's boundary work. It's, what do I like, or what do I liked and I'm not doing anymore, before I was a mom, or maybe even a kid. And in daily life, you go back to these little things that juice you up.
mhm,
um so once you've found this source of joy again, this helps you also from this connection to yourself to the connection to the other. So I know that with my partner, there was a lot of struggle and rejection in this part of me, not knowing how to be back in my women, feminine, fiery, and sexual energy. And and now I'm not always fired up and ready to go, but at least we have this click back, and we can find this love and tenderness. So it's also really where first a touch would freeze me up, like, oh no, I can really soften into it and feel what I need and I want. And and once your body feels safe and you're allowed to say
mm.
no, there's room for yes. So
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
this expression of no, and it can be no to anything, right? That can be no to sex, but it can be no in any kind of boundary way, opens so much space and freedom. And it's about laughing your ass off again, doing these things out of your comfort zone, being on top of your game also in your business, not only from this controlling mind, you need it for your
Mm,
business, but also from this fire back in your back in your belly, the fire belly, the pelvis. You carry it with your full being.
Yeah, absolutely. I love everything that you just said. And, it's really, I think, I think things are coming around now where people are realizing it's not all head, right? It's not all
Mm,
like just what you've learned and what you know and how you can teach it because we're energetic beings. So if
mm,
we can come from a complete whole self, right? Not just the mind, but the mind, body, and the soul and let that out, then it's so much more powerful. And, getting back in touch with yourself, like you said, it starts small, right? Just little things throughout the day that bringing that childlike joy. I absolutely love that because it's definitely in alignment and parallel to, things that I teach women as well, where it's just like life is meant to be fun.
yeah.
Life is meant to be good. Now, yeah, going back to that, I was thinking, how many I feel like because you were doing your PhD, you would have seen this a lot, and especially the women you were working with in the beginning. Why do you think, and I kind of feel like I already know the answer here, very intelligent, very capable people being so disconnected from their bodies. Do you think that's purely because they're living in their head? Or do you think it's like because they feel like they don't have the permission to live with their body, if that makes
Mm,
sense?
yeah. Yeah, so I can indeed come to this question from these two sides, either the academic PhD, very smart, but also from this woman and motherhood side. And I think for both, my answer is also because many of us were rewarded for leaving the body. We're rewarded at
Mm,
school for being smartasses. We're rewarded for output, for delivery, for being always focused and present from this side.
yes.
And next to that, I think that what trauma or like giving birth, other traumas also um, make you shut down. So there's this protection, like not
Hmm.
again, not this pain again. So this, if you combine this, like the society wants heads, wants output, um, and then you have trauma and your own protection layers that also force the energy up. Like here it's safe, nothing can happen. We can try to avoid all these things never happening again. That makes you really afraid of embodiment. And if you think, oh, but if I open this well, it will be endless, like without a limit. Is it
Yes.
unendless? Like, yeah,
No, no,
in
no, that's
infinite. Like it
right.
goes on and on and on. I will never stop crying. I will never stop being afraid. But that's also because this head is protecting and says like, don't go there, don't go there. Yeah, that's what I believe. So I don't believe it's a personal failure, but it's really this protection.
Yeah,
You have to see again and get into contact again.
absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I think yeah, people are afraid to feel, right? And it's
Mm,
not really something that's taught, right? So you're kind of going into this unknown territory. And it's also not something that's talked about, more so now, which is beautiful.
mm,
But I can definitely relate there. Even my own, I was the straight A student, getting honors, performing, right? Really wanting
yeah.
to get that validation versus, and very numb in other areas of my life.
Mm,
So I can definitely relate there. What would you
yeah.
say has been, oh, there's a rainbow. Sorry. Distracted.
Yeah.
What would you say has been your own biggest awakening around your sensuality and embodiment on your own journey?
Hmm. Yeah. You just talked about performance, and that's what I really like because sensuality, it's not about performance. It's
Hmm.
actually about being present. And I also did a lot of tantra, and there it's not about sex, right? It's being present with what's there. So that can be
Mhm.
uncomfort, that can be resistance, that can be um, sadness, anger, rage, and that sensuality. Like my company is called Move Your Senses, and
Beautiful.
sensuality is about the senses,
Yes.
sensing. So being sensual is not being sexual, but it's about living from the senses and really getting back in touch with all your senses. And you can only sense here and now.
Hmm.
So it's really this shift in, okay, what was, what is, that is, what's here and now. And you just said we don't want to feel. So we start coping by not being present here and now. We don't want pain, so we take a painkiller. Then you're not present here and now. So sensuality for me is getting back again and again to this part and feel it. Because under the resistance, under the pain, there's always a sweet spot, a gold mine, a diamond. Like there's the fire again. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it
I love
teaches.
that. And definitely for if we're getting out of our heads, right? The more we can feel, the more we can get into our senses, right? It automatically moves the energy. And energy
Mm,
likes to move, which
yeah.
I'm sure you know. So you blend then your science and intuition, which is amazing. Now, would you say that you've always kind of trusted both, or was your intuition more quiet when you were kind of on that PhD journey?
Mm. Yeah, good question. Yeah, so I think I was a very intuitive child, but was really taught not to
Hmm.
trust my feeling, not to trust my intuition. I was even told that some parts weren't true. So I really hit that part very, very well. And that's why my journey really starts from science. I trusted what I could explain before I trusted what I could feel.
Mm.
And the science is now my way in, actually, also to other people, other moms who are really brainy,
Yes.
which most of us are, and especially in business and then in the technical side. So it's the language in, and then we can go to the body, because I do believe that you need to learn from experience. So you always need the body, and then the intuition comes. And I also don't believe you have to go out of the head into the body. You also mentioned it already. We're one system. So it's
Hmm.
actually combining the best of both worlds, getting this brilliant mind and science in contact with this intuition, with your heart, with your gut, with your womb, whatever you feel like is talking and resonating now. So yeah, first the science and then the intuition, and now it's like just one pot.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And I think it's Albert Einstein, one of my favorite quotes of his. This just like popped into my head. The intuitive mind is a sacred gift. The rational mind is the faithful servant. And society
Mm.
has forgotten the gift. And like, I forget the end of it, something with the servant. And it's so interesting because it's like the more we kind of get back in touch a little bit out of the head, we start to realize that. And it's not one or the other, it's like both working together, which is, beautiful as a whole being, as you said, which is really, really amazing. What's something scientific about the nervous system or identity that would surprise most women if we get into a little bit of the heady stuff?
Mm. Well, one of the things I can say about the nervous system is it chooses familiar before it chooses free.
Mm.
So there is like a certain baseline. It's also like chemical. I'm a chemist. You have a certain baseline, and once you're used to that, the day after, your body and your mind will try to get back to that baseline. So,
Mm-hmm.
for example, if you're a person who drives a lot into traffic and you have this 8 o'clock in the morning traffic jam regularly, your mind is already used to this shot of extra stress, cortisol. Once you stop this job or there's no traffic jams anymore, you get restless. Your body is like craving this shot almost, like it's a junkie. And I I noticed I was picking fights because of this restlessness. So once you try to get out of your baseline, you really have to work through all these sabotages of your own system and notice. So I think Joe Dispenza explains this quite beautifully. And I was like, oh my God, I'm doing this too. And I really love the nervous system. And another one I would love to uh, get into it, to get more into the pleasure. I'm reading Women's Anatomy of Pleasure. It's a book of Sherry, Sherry,
Yeah, let's
Sherry
see.
Winston.
Oh, beautiful.
And I didn't know we have three different nerve bundles coming together in your yoni, so
Hmm.
in the sexual organs, and they all are like different instruments in an orchestra. So you can get so much more pleasure if you know how to play all three of them instead of only the clitoral game we all know. So this was like, I didn't know. Why don't I know this? And why do I read this now for the first time? So there's so much to know about pleasure, about nerves, about yeah, too much.
Yeah. No, I love it. And I think that's, it's a conversation that needs to be had because people don't realize, right? We're not taught these things. And, especially for women that are trying to get out of their head, that kind of area has maybe been a bit disconnected and numb, and to realize there's so much life there. I mean, like you said, we birth children. Like
Mm.
it's a pretty powerful space. So yeah, I absolutely love that. What's a shift that you would maybe give a woman that is in the overdrive, in the kind of what you just mentioned before as well, like you were already at that high cortisol level going into traffic and not sure how to shift your baseline? Are there any simple techniques that you have to kind of go
Mhm.
a little bit more inwards and shift that baseline?
Yeah. Yeah, so it starts with really realizing that overdrive is not the same as power. You're not really in control, like
Mm,
something else is controlling you. And once you get out of um, this mind loop, then
yep.
you also see this exhaustion. It's really burning you out. So going from this overdrive, always delivering to the inner drive, it starts with really these micro check-ins. Where's my breath? What do I need? And that can even be a little nap, a walk outside, go to pee, because sometimes you can be so much in your head, you even forgot to pee or drink or eat. So it really starts with the basics. Are you
Mm-hmm.
tired? Sleep. Are you hungry? Eat. Do you need to go to the toilet? Go.
Yeah.
And really get in back in touch with that. Um, Simple body scan to actually feel the body again, because the head is filtering all the things you don't need away.
Mm.
So if you always focus on the same things, you'll never get back in touch with the body. So we need these little practices to get it back into your top priority. So that would be the start for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I would say very similarly, the small shifts make a huge difference. Like if I ever have a client that's, in the head, right? Focus, or like, that concept of just doing to do, because we're taught to like be those high achievers. I say shift the energy. Like you said, 5-minute walk outside, just go move and you'll be in a completely different space. And I bet you that solution will find you so much faster.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Now, there's often this story I've noticed that, most women choose this, like not even realizing it, but like you said, this control, this outcome, this powerful being, or choosing to be a soft woman. And I feel like maybe there's this conversation that being soft is weak in some way.
Mhm.
What would be your take on being a powerful woman versus being soft, or do they go hand in hand?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe in the sacred union. So I really teach from a feminine perspective and a feminine qualities. And there, for me, vulnerability is also really power. Softness is power. But don't forget the masculine as well. So I think when we're really heady, we're in this masculine overdrive. But
Yeah.
how to get into the masculine healthy part, because you need structure, you need your fire to actually get shit done, else we would be la 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 all over the place and nothing nothing really works. So get the best of both worlds and find your unique balance, because
Mm.
I had to do this whole journey from being masculine overdrive. And then I thought, no, but I'm feminine. So I'm going into my full feminine surrender. But yeah, then nothing got done.
Yeah.
And I actually hated this masculine side of me, like it's bad.
Hmm.
Working hard is bad. But then coming back to my balance, and this can shift also through the month because we have our cycles, but and be proud of the balance that's yours. Really reclaiming the healthy masculine, reclaiming this feminine part, which you had to hide for a long time in school, corporate business, whatever you're doing. Like you have to be serious. I'm wearing a pink suit and not a gray suit. Like, how can you also get the fun back into that. And yeah, it's a sacred union which starts within you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can definitely relate as well. I feel like my beginning of my journey, heavy, heavy masculine. And then I was like, oh, I need to balance. I need to go feminine. And then, like you said, wasn't working. You know, I was kind of airy fairy. And then I was like, wait a second, this isn't this isn't working either. And kind of finding that balance. And what I found on my own journey as well is, you know, being as like, you know, we go through seasons, right? There might be a few months, not just within the month, but a few
Mm,
months where like, you know what, this is the time to sprint, this is the time to be in my masculine, and then
yeah.
times where, you know, it rebalances itself out. And I love that, even that realization, because I think sometimes we get in our heads and we're like, oh, I'm doing it wrong, I'm too masculine or I'm too feminine right now, and it's like, just go with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was also like the journey for me, and still is sometimes. If I want to work until 2 o'clock in the night, not putting that label bad on it, but
Yes.
just go with it if it's in the energy. If I'm
If it's in the
really,
energy, yeah. If it's
yeah,
not
if I'm
forced.
really getting it from my inner part and not because somebody wants it or whatever. So really checking in, is it burning you out or is it fueling you up?
Absolutely. And I think that's the beauty, you know, this whole conversation is about getting back into the body as well, right? And not just in the head. And then we
Yeah.
have to really be, I guess, radically honest with ourselves, right? Like, am I doing this because I feel like I have to? I have to hit this deadline? Or is this something, you know, that's fueling me, like you said, and really understanding that? Because I think, especially women that are, you know, changing identities and up leveling, it can be a bit of a struggle to know, like, I have to do this versus like I get to, you know, it's a
Yeah.
mindset perspective thing as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. Yeah.
And deadlines can help as well. And a balance for me, it's like this curve, this wave, knowing that if it would be perfectly balanced, it would be a flat line.
Yeah.
That's that. So no,
We
you
don't want
have
that.
no, no, you don't want that. so so you need the overshoot, you need the undershoot. You can maybe sometimes it's small waves, sometimes it's bigger waves, but ride them really. What you say, also these bigger cycles are there for a reason. And if you know you're peaking in a launch, you also need this rest season again. So I really love, yeah, to fill in again and again.
Yeah, absolutely. That made me just think of, have you read the energy codes by Dr. Sue Morter?
No, I
Oh,
didn't.
you'd probably love, I should
Okay,
send you that
okay.
book. You'd love it. It's like science, but
Thanks.
spirituality as well. And she
Mm,
talks about our evolution, and there's spirals, but they're upward spirals. So it's like this
mm.
constant like wave, like you said, but we're constantly rising versus what people think as like a linear line. And that is just not how it works.
No, 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 indeed.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
totally
So how
agree.
would you say, you know, obviously being embodied yourself has changed the way, you know, you show up in love and your partnership or even your own clients, how they're showing up, not just for themselves, but in their relationships?
So what's the question?
Yeah. I was saying your own embodiment, right? Getting out of the
Okay.
head and
Yeah.
really showing up for yourself. How is that changing the way you're showing up for your partnership,
Ah,
for
yeah.
love?
Yeah. So I think because I made my body and my love and my choices important for me, that's also what I'm rippling out. So I it's an invitation for the other to rise as well. So
Mm,
that's what I really see with my partner. So I had a lot of work to do during my PhD, and he space holded that. And then I made the shift, and we were like out of balance, and we had to find each other again. And
mhm,
when I found my ground, there was room for him to grow and meet the level, or even exceed the level. So we're really growing this upwards thing and deepening the relationship, the intimacy, like everything. But also with the kids, like showing up for yourself, having the boundaries, and say like, I'm doing my breathing exercise. Actually, I had this morning. I was doing my breathing exercise like 15 minutes. My youngest of 8, she walks in, mama, she sees I'm breathing, so I say 8:05. So she knows 8:05, I'm done. So she goes silently back. I didn't open my eyes. I didn't know what was happening. And she knows when it's really urgent, she would stay. And
Mhm.
exactly 8:05, she's back saying like, yeah, I made my sandwich, but my brother thinks there's too much on it. So can I eat it or not? Like, oh. So,
That's so cute.
but they really respect this boundary, and they also um, communicating their boundaries as well. Like my daughter of 8, she's better in taking timeouts than I am because we're teaching them. And
Yeah.
she's so good already in emotion regulation, saying she's angry and going in a fit, or she wants to push, like we do push exercises or yell in a pillow. It's so good to give each other the space to really feel, and this way they keep connected to their body and intuition. We don't have to polish and squeeze them
Yeah.
into a matrix.
Mhm.
um yeah, and that's really because we are doing the work, I'm doing the work, and can get in touch with my own body, my body
I think
itself.
that's like the most beautiful gift. And I've told you before, not on this episode, one of my biggest reasons to doing this deep work was, to bring a family into, not to bring them up in that way, right?
Mhm.
Realizing that they're connected and all of these beautiful things, and what a gift to give your children, that. And I think it's really important as well, because, that a lot of people listening, they're pretty much women, and a lot of them are
Mhm.
mothers, that it's
Yeah.
okay to have your boundaries, and it's okay to give back and fill your cup, because when you're coming from an overflowing place, you better serve your children, right? And like you said, if it was something really important, she would let you know, but she just wanted to know about her sandwich, which was super cute. And I think that's important, because I feel like a lot of mothers probably hold a bit of guilt to take time to
Always.
themselves.
Yeah. And that's also, I studied it and I listened to a lot of podcasts because you do feel guilty. And it took me a really long time to do my yoga guilt free. And sometimes I still feel it. So it's not even okay to fill your cup, it's a necessity.
Mm,
And to really start from this place, me first, because I can only serve you from this right place, because else I'm again depleting me, and I'm giving and getting frustrated at the same time. So if you give from a place of depletion or under your battery capacity, it will not work. And there's a difference, of course, because the first 2 years of your baby, you
mm,
are there, but also make sure there's a tribe who's carrying you, because you cannot always be there. So you really need a tribe, even if you're doing it solo. Find a tribe and make these agreements before you hit hit
yeah.
your lowest low, so you can ask for help and at the right, yeah, make these agreements when you're still in the high energy, because if you're already low, you're feeling even more guilt and shame to do it.
Yeah,
And
you
your
won't be in that right
brain,
headspace, right? To even like allow
yeah,
yourself.
yeah,
Yeah.
but then you already feel like a failure, and
Yeah.
asking for help when you feel like a failure, I
Mm.
can't.
No, no.
So taking that into account, and the brain, for a mother, it changes. So
Mm.
it changes to take care. You want to take care more. So your ambition goes to a lower level for a
Hmm.
certain amount of time to be there for the kids. That's evolution. That's how it works. For a man, testosterone drops for more than 30%. So you're more inclined to stay with the family the first 10 years, to
Oh,
really be
wow.
there as a
I didn't know
father.
that.
So there's so many nice things about this. But so the guilt is almost like programmed in, partly because the brain wants to take care and everything you do for yourself feel selfish. But it's also a
Hmm.
societal thing, and women not supporting women enough, because it's never good. If you work too much. If you don't work, what are you doing? um then you're suffocating your kids. So like all the extremes, people have
Hmm.
opinions, and you really have to find your truth. I believe you can be all of it. You can be a mom 10 out of 10, you can be a business badass 10 out of 10, and you can be this loving sexual woman back 10 out of 10. So
Yeah, hell yeah
just
to
have it
that.
all. No, just have it all, please.
I love that. And it's that concept of like not either or, but and. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I've talked about this before. It's like I don't want the house at the beach or just the mountains. It's like I want both. You know, you can have the family, the business, the money, all the things. Why
Yeah.
limit yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, the either or is always bullshit. It's
Yeah.
just it's made up. It's a human construct. It's to get you back into uh I don't
Yeah,
know,
that
the
straight line.
treadmill.
We're not
Yeah.
walking straight lines here.
I'm not here for average.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. What would you say, talking about not average, what scares you in a good way right now in your own expansion? Because I feel like it's
Mm,
so beautiful as we dive into these deeper conversations and we find ourselves in these different environments, right? It becomes momentum. And
yeah.
what I've noticed in my own journey, it starts speeding up.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
whoa, what's next? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I opened the field when I started this new program, Raw Reveal,
Oh, beautiful.
and it's like I want this raw woman back, not only the nice, pretty princess who has to play house and shut up, be pretty. Um, I want these all archetypical parts of the woman back, like from Women Who Run with Wolves, like really going
Oh,
into
yeah.
this this part of you. So when I started, I had a name, Raw Reveal. I had to step up my game as well. And I'm still evolving into the space. So the program starts May 1st, and
Ooh,
I really,
exciting.
yeah, it is. And then I have a trigger with my partner, and there's something about this and that, and I feel okay, okay, this is me stepping up. This is me getting into this space and place to really carry the field for all these beautiful mothers. So I did a photo shoot and I went full naked.
Oh, that's
um,
fun.
yeah, and that was really my initiation into raw reveal. And there's many ways of a raw reveal that doesn't have to be you naked in the mud like I did, but really coming from this place. What's my shadow? How to bring it to the light? Where's the
Hmm.
joy? Because I think that grief, if you leave an old identity behind, you have this grief. We don't
Hmm.
have to make that very, very, very heavy. It doesn't have to be all dark night of the soul kind of
Yeah.
shit. So bring it to the light and make it light because it can be fun too. So I was there freezing my ass off 2.5 degrees Celsius in a mud or a little water, super cold, and I fell.
So your ice bath.
My ice bed as well, yeah. But still, so I was really cursing and screaming and getting my blah out. But it was also so much fun. So my photographer, she said, like, I know you are freezing to death almost, but you can still smile. You are still like how do they combine? But you everything is combinable also in the emotional spectrum. I don't have to be only sad. I can still have this pleasure and joy there somewhere in too. So
Yeah.
grief is also not only heavy, find the light parts in it too. So that's really scary. Like, okay, what's my next initiation? Like, how many do I have to do? And I know it
How
will
many
be,
ice cold muddy waters do I have to go in? No,
yeah.
I love that. And you know what's so beautiful? You know, this whole episode, we've talked about the senses and feeling, and you just threw
Mm,
yourself into only feeling, right? Nothing to even cover your own skin. Like you were
yeah.
just getting all the senses. So I absolutely love that. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about Raw Reveal for any of the women, you know, listening? It's coming out
Hmm.
in May, you said.
Yes. Yeah.
And is it just you're in Holland? Is that correct?
I'm in Holland.
In
Yes, I'm
Holland.
near
Is it in
Eindhoven.
person
So
or online? Or yeah, give us the details.
yeah, so it's a 4-month program, and it will be a combination of in person, um, live with a group, and online. So there will be every month there's a live day, because I really believe in these immersions, coming
Mhm.
together as a group and feeling this and doing the practices, actually doing the body work, the embodiment, and having this group. But I also have a monthly moon temples where we will gather online and yeah, have there a beautiful space. I love meditations, I love body work. You can do also a lot of it online, and I'm even thinking doing the temples, like opening them up for a bigger audience if you're not able to come to the Netherlands, because yeah, this is sisterhood. We can
Hmm.
really carry this together. It's also community. It's this tribe I was talking about. And Raw Reveal is it's a 3-tier program. So it's 4 months the bachelor program, there's 4 months the master program, and then there's 4 months a PhD, of course.
Amazing.
So you can go, you need the basics first. It's the same with studying. Start at the basics and build your fundament. You need this safety. We need to go in first, root first, ground first, before we can deepen into the pleasure, deepen into this more embodied aliveness and fire it up. And really in the PhD, we're really alchemizing and transforming it. It's about empowerment. So it's not only sitting together and breathing, crying. No, we're fully empowering the shit of out of everything,
I love
because
that.
I want your 10 out of 10 on every part of your life you want. So that's actually the space with constellation work, womb work, breath work. I'm a dance teacher too. I do a lot with the nervous system. The what is it? The nervous vagus. I love psoas work, fascia work, ancestral work, because we
Yeah.
do have a bloodline and we do carry a lot already. And if we're in a group, it will also be collective work, because you're always healing for so many more than yourself.
I love it. I love it. It sounds so incredible, and I can't wait
Mm.
for women to dive into your world. Would you say it's not just for mothers, correct? It's for anyone kind of ready to get back in touch with themselves, feel more alive, or is there a particular woman that you're calling into that space?
Yeah, so the woman I'm calling into the space is an academic business mom.
Okay.
And so we want the brains, and we want the business, or feeling like I'm this entrepreneur type of woman, or more of the CEO type of woman.
Hmm.
And being a mom or becoming a mom is definitely part of this journey too, where I know that there also is a lot happening in your pelvis during their pregnancy, or getting pregnant and giving birth, and the years after. And this gets you already into this raw energy feeling from the inside, but it also can, because of trauma, can detach you even more from this feeling. So that's
Hmm.
more had. So I'm really guiding moms into this. Yes.
Amazing, amazing. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Mm.
Fantastic. Well, Mellany, it has been such a pleasure having you on today. I would love you to, give one last thing for any woman listening. Like you said, the 5 minute, go for a walk, go in nature, things like that, or an embodied practice that she can really just bring herself back online. What would you say to her
Mm.
to close out this session?
Yeah, I would say feel your feet at this moment, like both feet on the ground. Place your hands on your belly if you are able to. One, two, and breathe very slowly in through the mouth and out through the mouth, while breathing from this belly, like really almost feeling that you breathe with your yoni, actually, like breathing in and breathing out. So seeing how deep can you connect there. You can visualize actually the energy from the head going lower, lower while you're breathing through the neck, through the heart, belly, down, 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 down into this pelvic bowl. And then you breathe in this golden light and breathing out everything that needs to go out. Like it's a little clearing practice, which I really love. And you can do this like for 3 breaths, for 10 breaths, and can then come back, open your eyes. It's like these little touch in moments. with the most
Amazing.
sacred space of our body.
I love
Yeah.
that so much. And it's such a beautiful reminder as well that, we don't have to, it doesn't have to be a couple hours, right? It doesn't have to completely, you can do it in the middle of your day and just come back to yourself. It's such a simple yet very powerful thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I do believe that you don't need coaching or anything. You can all do it yourself, but the space, the tribe, the energy, and being carried, it makes everything a lot faster and lighter. Like if you resonate on these kind of things and you find the person or the program that shows you the thing you want, and they've been through it, you can lift on this. You can, it lifts you up and it will accelerate you, because we know it all, but when do you actually practice? When does it click into your body? So your biggest saboteur is your mind.
Yes, it is.
So we do need each other in this, and that's what I do believe. Like you can do it with a lot of discipline and a lot of years. It took me 12 years. Um, or you can just lift with the person you love and feel like, hell yes, this is what I want.
Yeah, absolutely. And what a beautiful way. I mean, humans need connection. We're wired,
Mm-hmm.
and this we've been taught kind of to separate, to be the do it yourself. That I just am like, the more I immerse myself, the more I learn about myself, I let go of this protection and
Mm-hmm.
allow myself to be in these different groups. And it's incredible. It's that synergy, right? What you
Mm,
can do together versus what you can do alone. It's like so much more powerful.
yeah.
So absolutely. Well, I have
Mm.
absolutely loved having you on this episode, Mellany. Thank you again so much.
Thank
For
you.
any of
Happy.
the ladies listening and that want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do that? I'll put it in the show notes as well.
Yeah.
But it's just
That,
your Instagram or?
yeah, that will be my Instagram and my podcast, Sexy Science for Moms. And I will also share already the link to the first raw reveal page because it's just up.
Yay,
So yeah.
exciting. Amazing, amazing. I'll make sure that's in the show notes. Thank you again. It's
Yay.
been such a pleasure.
Thank you. Have a
Bye.
very nice evening.